You're watching DCTV. Now here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning. It's you, it's me, it's DCTV. It's you, it's me, it's DCTV. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is N.R.D. here to give you our predictions for Fastlane 2021. We have two guys who don't watch WWE that often, and me who watches it every week, no matter how bad it gets. And we are on the road to WrestleMania. Fastlane, the final stop on pay-per-view on Peacock for the road to WrestleMania. So far, we have 5/6 matches on the card. And so, for those of you who haven't paid attention to the Wrestling Nerd broadcast, first of all, how did you get here? Second of all, we have determined after Revolution, Nick and myself tied. And so, at WrestleMania, myself and Nick are going to compete in a predictions contest in order to determine who will be the first ever king of the nerds, and it's going to be me. It is going to be I that will be the king of the nerds. My sister Margaret is trying to cash in a 3-year-old briefcase from a predictions contest we did 3 years ago. Like, I don't know, like, who's like ruling on that, but maybe somebody can talk to me about that because I want to figure out what the heck's going on with that. But before we get into our predictions contest, we talked about being the king of the nerds. We've got to talk about another king, and major shout out to Dougie Nunya of the Micro Brawler fan group, who ran the Micro March Madness tournament, who we determined the first ever champion of the Micro Brawlers, and it is none other than the man on Ryan's shirt and in his hand, King Macho Man.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
I think this is minifigure like blasphemy.
Yeah.
That belt on there.
It is. That's ultimate figure fate right there. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Dougie for running that. Can't wait to see who Savage's first challenger will be for that title. But so we have our challengers right here as we try to get Ryan. Ryan has to, like we said, Ryan has to beat either Nick or myself in these prediction contests. So Ryan, best of luck to you. So we will start off. Yeah, the boyhood dream. So we're going to start with a match that was advertised on Raw. And by the way, to let everyone know, we are filming this on Thursday night, so SmackDown is yet to happen. They're yet to determine who's going to be the enforcer for the Universal title match. So they can add matches. We'll find out. But on Monday Night Raw, they advertised after the Slime Time live show that was Braun versus Shane that they're going to do Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon at Fastlane. It's come off the Wikipedia page, allegedly. So, or not allegedly, it has. So we don't know if it's going to happen or not, but we're going to make our prediction for it anyway. So I will start with my prediction. If we go with Braun Strowman and Shane, if it does happen, no points will be taken away if it doesn't happen. But if it does, we will count this. So my prediction is that Braun Strowman is going to win via disqualification. And that's because DaveCTheVoice is going to interfere on Shane McMahon's behalf. Braun's going to be beating Shane pillar to post, and all of a sudden DaveCTheVoice from Raw Underground is going to come out and beat up Braun Strowman, and that'll set up a match potentially between them at Mania, or you do Shane versus Braun round 3 with DaveCTheVoice officially in Shane's corner at WrestleMania. So, Nick, why don't we go with you? What is your prediction for Braun versus Shane?
All right. Well, first of all, I don't have no idea who Don Macedo is.
Don Macedo.
Just to be transparent.
Okay.
But I also think Braun's going to win by disqualification. I think Shane's going to either or maybe count out or something like that. There's going to be some kind of smudge. But I think there's going to be a slime match maybe at WrestleMania or something like that. Maybe like a big scaffold above a big pit of slime. I don't know. The 90s Nickelodeon kid in me really enjoyed the slime though. I mean, it really was a nice touch. But yeah,
Ryan, who do you have for Braun versus Shane?
Well, I think not the last time I watched WWE, but Shane was supposedly the best in the world the last time I was a regular viewer. So I think maybe he's fallen off a little bit. I do see, in old Shane fashion, some sort of big fall. So I think he's going to fall to Braun Strowman, to Don Macchiato, whatever Schwarzenegger's name was. I'm sorry, sir.
So you're going with Braun Strowman.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next up, we've got the women's tag team titles being defended by Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler against WrestleMania opponents for the SmackDown Women's title champion Sasha Banks and the Royal Rumble winner this year, Bianca Belair. Nick, let's start with you. Who do you have, Nia and Shayna or Bianca and Sasha?
Aren't Sasha and Belair fighting at WrestleMania?
That's exactly what I just said.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not.
No one listens to me. No one listens to my answers.
Well, this is a hard one to pick, but I'm going to go with Nia and Shayna Baszler are going to re-get it back. Okay. Because they're going to have some kind of miscommunication between the WrestleMania opponents. It's going to start building drama.
Okay. I too, I'm going to go with Nia and Shayna. I don't think there's a need to put all the gold in one match. If WrestleMania opponents, if this was happening at Elimination Chamber, then they had time to drop the belts, maybe, because I know like they did that with Shawn Michaels and John Cena back before WrestleMania 23. But so, yeah, that's I'm going with Nia and Shayna as well. Ryan, how about you?
I'm thinking the same thing. We need I'm not a crazy regular viewer, but we need more of some heat between Belair and Sasha Banks. So something, like Nick said, something's going to go wrong and push that match, some further heat. So I go with the current champs, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
Okay. And then for the Universal title, we have Roman Reigns defending his belt against Daniel Bryan, yet to be determined, which will happen on SmackDown. Jey Uso and Edge, they're going to wrestle to find out who will be the special guest enforcer. Bonus points. We're not going to predict who we won't count it, but I'm going to say Edge becomes a special guest enforcer. And I think Roman Reigns is going to win and retain his belt. I think Edge is going to be made to count the 3 and just kind of look Edge in the and look Roman in the eye as he counts Roman the champ. So I think Roman retains. Nick, how about you?
I also think Roman's going to retain, and I think that maybe, like you said, I probably think Edge is going to be the referee, and maybe they're going to turn this match at WrestleMania into a triple threat between the 3 of them.
I'd be down for that.
I don't even. Is Daniel Bryan doing anything else at WrestleMania?
We'll find out. He'll do something amazing. Ryan, who do you have? Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan?
Well, my wife's a Roman Reigns fan. Yeah, I'm going with Roman as well. I'm in consensus with you guys.
Okay.
But make sense to me.
Your wife's a Roman Reigns fan. My sympathies to you. Next up, we're going to have the Intercontinental title on the line as champion Big E defends against Apollo Crews. Ryan, who do you have for this match? Big E or Apollo?
Me?
Yeah,
Big E. Well, sorry, guys. I know you're recording. Maybe you can cut this out. I'll be right back. Sorry, my wife's calling me. Might be a Roman Reigns-ish related. I don't know.
All right. Well, while we wait for Ryan to come back, Nick, who do you have? Do you have Apollo or Big E?
I'm gonna go because I feel like this could be a toss-up. Big E's the champ now. I'm going Wakanda forever. Apollo. They gave him a new gimmick, and why lose? Why lose right away if you got a new gimmick? That's pretty stupid.
That is
rematch at WrestleMania. Maybe like some multi-person match at WrestleMania, or like.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm actually going to go with Big E to retain his belt because I think they're going to keep him strong. Like I said, I do see a rematch potentially. I thought this was going to happen at Mania. I didn't think it'd happen at Fastlane. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Big E to retain. Hey, look, he's back. Hope everything's good with your wife. So we're on Big E versus Apollo. Ryan, who do you have for that one?
Big E versus Apollo. Sorry, who did Nick have, or who went first? Who did you guys have?
Nick took Apollo. I went with Big E.
Big E. I'm gonna go Big E. I've heard he's been due for a long time. Yeah, I'm going Big E.
Okay. Then in a singles match with nothing on the line, and it makes no sense as to why, they just announced that Drew McIntyre is going to be facing Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. And so this fight means absolutely nothing. I think it should be for the number one contendership, but it's just going to be a good old fight between a Scot and an Irishman and see what happens. We've got Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. I have got the Scottish psychopath, Mr. Drew McIntyre. Got to keep him strong going into Mania. So I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre to defeat Sheamus in this match. Ryan, who do you have?
I'm gonna go for Drew as well. When I had red hair, I might have gone with Sheamus, but I can't believe it's been a year that McIntyre's been champ. It's been an interesting year, but I'm gonna go McIntyre.
Okay. Nick, who do you have?
Drew McIntyre, definitely. I don't have really much to add to it.
Okay.
Like you
Hey,
said,
short-
there's not really even a reason to have this match.
Exactly, yeah. It should be for the number one contender, but
They've already announced that he's fighting Bobby Lashley at the pay-per-view or at
Exactly.
WrestleMania. He's probably not going to lose to Sheamus unless they're trying to add Sheamus into the match.
You never know. You never know. And then in our final match so far that we have advertised, we have Alexa Bliss taking on Randy Orton. Nick, who do you have in this match?
Well, did they say if this was going to be a real match or is it going to be
They just said they're going to be in a
cinematic?
match. They haven't said if it's like no DQ or anything. So I'm just going off the rules that it's just a regular
Well, I
wrestling
feel
match.
like this is going to definitely be like a cinematic type of deal. It's going to be like a lot of supernatural stuff going on and stuff. And I think that it's either going to be Alexa's definitely. Randy's not going to win this match. It's either going to be Alexa. I think it's going to be her. Okay.
Do you think it's going to be Alexa?
It's going to be a no contest, and the Fiend is going to be reborn. This whole thing is to start Fiend Randy Orton at WrestleMania and stuff. This is the rebirth of the Fiend. No matter how it's going to be nothing. It's going to be like just I don't know craziness, Fiend stuff. That's what I predict. The Fiend. This is the return of the Fiend.
You know, I originally had no contest written on my prediction sheets. I really did. But you know what? If I'm gonna be the true king of the nerds, I've got to take risks. And you know what? I'm gonna take this risk. And that's why I don't think it's gonna be a no contest. I think Alexa Bliss wins a match, 3 count, submission, whatever, against Randy Orton. Alexa wins this match. So there you go, pal. I'm coming for you at WrestleMania. Ryan, who do you have for this?
That's a tough one for me. I see what Nick is saying, and I agree with it. I'm curious if they're gonna delay it a bit, like tease the Fiend, let Alexa win. I want to see another cinematic Fiend match. I loved him in Cena last year. I want to see it now, but I'm willing to wait until WrestleMania. So I think the Fiend in some fashion will help Alexa Bliss, just like Dave said. That's crazy, but yeah, I think Alexa Bliss is going to win this one.
Okay. So yeah, we will tally these up, and we will make sure we let you know on the next episode of the Micro Brawler. Whoa, I don't even.
Right.
Fiend's playing mind games on me. The Wrestling Nerd
You
broadcast.
should get like a virtual swear jar.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime you mention that. So yeah, WrestleMania will go down on April 10th and 11th. So we will eventually have our predictions for that. Like I said, it's going to be me versus Nick. Hold on. Ryan, do you realize you picked the same winners for every match as me? You just painted yourself into a corner because remember, we said you have to win the match. You can't tie us. So you painted yourself into a corner. You got to hope that you beat Nick. Yeah, so now you've gone from all you had to do is beat one of the two of us. You got to beat Nick. What? Dude, I'm doing a show, Dad. Like what? Mail? What? I never get freaking mail. Like, really? Like, what the heck is from the desk of the commissioner? We have a commissioner on this show. From the desk of the commissioner, Ryan just has to win or tie Dave or Nick to be in the match at Mania. Wait, what? Who's the commissioner of this show?